Hi, this is Faith, and you are watching The Faith Factor. Holla. All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Saturday to everyone. I know some of you still have to get up early and go to work. That is okay, but happy Saturday all the more. I'm out here working as usual, so I'll be off in a few. I just thought I'd just bang out a video before I end my shift. I did a night shift, a night ride. So if you guys didn't catch the night ride video, some good commentary there. Go ahead and catch it on the replay. Make sure you like the video on the way in. All right, guys. The title of this video is Dump Him. And I might end up updating it because, I feel that there is a lot of male entitlement going on around these parts, okay? And I want to just get down to the nitty gritty, because we get the guys on here, they're ranting and they're always talking about how the women are, what we're doing wrong, and how we need to do this, that, and the other right to get their attention, et cetera, right? So last night, or actually early this morning, Rudimp was live, right? And he was on there and he was talking to the fellas. And he had a really, really interesting conversation going on, telling the fellas, that they shouldn't let none of these bitches. I love how Rude call all the women bitches. That is such a nice term of endearment. But, he was just telling me, like, hey, don't let these bitches get to you. If they're playing games, he's telling the guys not to tolerate the gameplay. He's telling the guys not to tolerate or put up with any of the, double talk or her trying to change him or any of those things. He's telling the men, hey, don't be afraid to walk away. So, you know what? I thought to myself, that was a good message. Real good message. And I believe that that should apply to anyone dealing with somebody that's playing games. So, turnabout fair play, Faith has decided that she's going to fire up a stream of her own. And we're going to talk about reasons why we as Black women need to stop accepting a lot of the stuff that we accept from these men and dump them. Now, I don't care what anybody says. Black women, we are amongst some of the most loyal women out here. Once we get ourselves a man, come on, ladies, let me just go ahead and just be honest. Once we get ourselves a man, we are willing to overlook some of everything just to keep him there. We'll even help him hide a body if it came down to it. So now that begs the question, when exactly do we as women draw the line in the relationship? How much disrespect do you take before you say enough is enough? And so that's the discussion that I want to have today because, I've heard quite a few women, that are relationship coaches, level up coaches, etc., very well known women. They will tell you, oh, if you get yourself a high value man, you can expect him to cheat on you. And so they tell you not to leave your high value man just because he's cheating. So, we hear things like this all the time. I feel a little bit differently about that. And I say to each their own when it comes to the whole cheating thing. But I just think that it really creates an environment where the men are very entitled when we accept stuff like cheating. When women sit up here and they go, oh, I'm not going to leave my man because he cheated, it fosters an environment of men running around here entitled and thinking that it is their right to have multiple women, even though they have made a commitment to you. So, ladies, do know that when you accept a cheater, this is the environment you are helping to create. And so when these guys are running around here hollering that you should compete, what I'm actually hearing is you should fight and fuss over me. That's what I hear. When I hear compete, I hear you should fight and fuss over me. When I hear compete, you should overlook my cheating ways. Because that's what the environment is beginning to look like. And you women are sitting here accepting it like idiots, as if it is the last dang-a-lang. Shout out to Cluster B. Even though I don't quite like the lady, that is a very, very good term and a good way to describe how some of y'all act. You act like it's the last penis on the face of the earth. And the scarcity mindset out here is ridiculous within the black female community when it comes to these men. Because you all want the same stinking Lincoln guy that every other female wants. And I have no idea, I can't fathom why the more arrogant and conceited the guy is, the more you all fight over him. And you call it, what do you call it? Oh, you call it swag. The more arrogant and conceited the guy is, you guys fight over him and you call it swag. So I just need to understand the mindset of some of you females. I can't call you women. I can't call you ladies. I have to sit here and try to dissect the mentality of some of you females that allow things like this to go down. And you don't realize how ridiculous it all looks. Now, today, early this morning, Rue was having his talk with the men, and he was explaining to them how he goes about with certain women, letting them know what type of man he is. He'll say, hey, I'm gonna, show this lady that she can't, police my penis. I'm gonna show her videos of me having sex with other women just to let her know where she stands. Now, I can't imagine a man that is genuinely interested in being with me approaching me in such a manner. Because the minute I see him on a video naked with another woman, that will be the end of all interactions between the two of us. And I won't be trying to police nothing. I wouldn't try to police a damn thing. I don't care how fine I think he is. I don't care how much swag I think he got. There's not enough money that would make me overlook disrespect. And so that's the conversation that we're not having out here in these social media streets. Everybody's talking about getting a bag. Everybody's talking about leveling up. And they're also talking about doing so at the expense of your self-esteem. And make no mistake, even though you think you're getting a bag and leveling up, if you're with a disrespectful motherfucker, that is going to eat away at you over time. If you're with a disrespectful man, not even a man, a motherfucker, a disrespectful son of a bitch that think it's okay to cheat on you, and you should accept it because he has money, that is going to eventually eat away at your self-esteem over time. I do not care how much money he has or what type of bag you think you're getting. None of that is important. And see, this is the reason why you will always hear me saying on this channel that all money isn't good money. Not when it comes at the expense of your pride and your integrity as a woman. And yes, we have our pride. You should have your pride. You're entitled to that. Respect is a minimum requirement in a relationship. Regardless to if you're getting into a relationship with a man who doesn't have a lot of money or a man that has a lot of money. Respect is the minimum requirement in all instances and circumstances. And it's something that should be demanded, and if not given, then you should be more than ready to walk away. regardless of a bag. This is the reason why I also tell women to level yourself up first so that you will not have to feel as if you have to be subjugated to such treatment. And in particular with Black women, because we especially experience a short supply of our men, you should especially adopt the attitude that you don't have to limit yourself to just dating Black men, because we have a very tainted pool of men that are, they feel that they are entitled, that it is their right to cheat on you. This is a tainted pool of men that we're dealing with because they have become so spoiled with the thought that there is a shortage, that they are in hot demand, hot supply. And they see how desperate the climate is of the women that are out here. So they feel entitled and they feel like it is their right to have as many women as they want while they are with you. Good morning, make it happen, Manny. And good morning, DOD. Now, the only way that you can level the playing field, so to speak, in dealing with this mass entitlement is to expand your options and also be willing to walk away. Good morning, Chaz B98. I see you down there. And see, this is the thing that Black women have an issue with. For some reason or another, we don't want to walk away because the first thing that pops into our mind when we know that our man is a cheater and that he's cheating on us with someone, we do not want to allow the other woman to have him. So, in the back of your mind, you're going to stay with a cheating boyfriend, cheating fiance, cheating husband. You're going to stay so that the other woman can't have him to herself. This is what you are telling yourselves. You're going to put up with a disrespectful motherfucker because of what you don't want another woman to have. And just think about what you're actually staying around for. You're staying around for a guy that does not respect you. This is what you're staying around for. And you're fighting and competing over this guy with another woman because he's cheating on you. And you're saying that you want to prevent this woman from having such a prize as this. Because remember, if you're competing, think about what competition means. Competition means that you are competing for a prize. Okay, what kind of prize are you getting when you're competing over a man that cheats on you, that lies to you constantly, emotionally abuses you? Where is the prize in this? So once you beat everybody over the head and scramble for that elusive finish line, the prize is his cheating ass. And see, when you get to the finish line, you can't rest because as soon as you get there, there's another person waiting there and they're waiting to start the rat race again. So you'll be in the same rat race over and over and over and over again with different women because the prize at the end of the finish line is that cheating bastard that you've been fighting over. DOD says, I agree. A cheater is going to cheat and you should dump him. However, make no mistake, all race of men cheat and a cheater will always cheat. Oh, yeah, exactly. Now, I'm not just saying that this is just black men that cheat. White men are notorious for cheating. As a matter of fact, they're the best cheaters. However, when I say expand your options, that's not just, people always think when someone says expansion of options, it automatically means white. No, expansion of options could mean dating outside your culture, dating outside your race, and there are other races besides white. But when you expand your options, you give yourself a better chance at finding a man that doesn't play these games. And it makes it easier for you to move around and find someone. So you're not just sitting up here recycling through the same group of men that feel that they are entitled. Because I'm going to just tell you, of all groups of men, I'm just going to say the brothers, black men, they got a mentality where they feel entitled to cheat. DOD says that's why I said all race of men. Okay, I got you, DOD. I got you. No, and that wasn't, geared towards anything that you said in particular when I say expansion of options. I'm just, going into more detail about what I mean when I say that women should expand. That is what I mean. To give yourself more opportunities to meet the best man for the job. Because if you stay within one group, and I'm telling you, this is a tainted group right here. I know that there are going to be some black men that are angry with me for saying that, but you guys know, you brothers out there, you all even know amongst yourselves when you talk to each other about being in a meaningful relationship, you all are not telling each other to be faithful to your wives and girlfriends. You're telling each other that you are entitled to have more than one woman. As a matter of fact, I just got off of Rue's live early this morning where he was saying just that very thing. So this is a very tainted dating pool that most black women have to, pick men from. It's very tainted. Very rare that you come across a brother that doesn't feel that he is entitled to cheat on his woman. So that is the reason why black women need to get on code. Because, see, we are the ones that accept the environment of being disrespected. When more black women start realizing that they have choices, when more black women start actually realizing that they are worth more than just constantly being put in competition with other women, that is when these men will look around and realize that they ain't all of that. Because, first of all, look at the group of men that you all are fighting over. Okay, as far as the whole get the bag culture, level up culture, okay, there isn't a whole lot of leveling up that's going to go on with you just limiting your options to black men. Let's just keep it a buck here. So even the money ain't worth it because it ain't really here in our group like that. Most of us are making mediocre money. Let's just be honest. So now you're out here competing and fighting over men that have mediocre means to take care of you. But he have a 9-inch penis. But he has a 9-inch penis and he can make you cream real good in the bedroom. And for some of you, that's enough. What's up, Taylor Scott? Taylor Scott said those aren't facts. Why not, Taylor Scott? No, those aren't facts. Those are my opinion. However, my opinion is based on a lot of personal experience. I will tell you that. I will definitely guarantee you that. I can tell you what works and what doesn't work. And I will tell you this, you will be in a perpetual state of windmilling for these men if you don't get some freaking standards. And it is definitely apparent, may not be a fact, but it's definitely apparent that there's a lot of black women out here that are willing to fight over these nothing ass Negroes. Oh, Taylor said, "Nah, I'm agreeing with you, Faith." All right, all right. But no, it's okay if you disagree too. If anybody disagrees, that's perfectly fine too. You know, I take the good with the bad. So now we got men sitting up here talking about, yes, I don't let no bitch tell me what to do with my penis. I don't let no bitch tell me that I have to be faithful to only her. Blah, 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 on and on and on. Entitled, entitled. And you just supposed to sit here because he got a little money. And I'm telling you, a lot of these guys, they just got a little money. And they think they Hugh Hefner or somebody. These guys walking around here making 60,000 a year, and you will think that they Bill Gates up in this motherfucker. The way they walking around here entitled. Even if you had Hugh Hefner money, if I decide that you are the man for me and I give my all to you, and you turn around and you take my kindness for weakness, you turn around and you just totally disrespect me, that's it. That's it for me. For me, the disrespect alone is reason enough for me to dump you and never ever look back. That's the other thing. See, a lot of you guys, a lot of you women, you guys call yourselves dumping these men to, teach them a lesson. Oh, I'm going to teach them a lesson. I'm going to break up with them. And then you have plans to go right back to this cheating bastard. This bastard that took you for granted and thought that it was okay to be disrespectful while he's in a relationship with you. And make no mistake, he knew that he was going to do this all along. So you say you're going to break up with him to teach him a lesson just so you can go back? What sense does that make? Because I'm telling you, these guys, they have the mindset that they know you. They have the mindset that you'll never leave them because men are scarce. They pat themselves on the back and they proclaim themselves to be these good men because they have a little bit of money. And mind you, this is just a little bit of money. None of them are balling out like Bill Gates. So they too good of a man for you to have any type of standards about yourself as far as how you want to be treated. That's how they feel. And that you should just take any old type of treatment. And oh yeah, your feelings might be hurt now, but she gonna take me back because she knows I'm too good of a man. And there's a lot of women out here that would be happy to have me. This is what they say. They full of themselves. And see, you enable this environment of entitled ass Negroes. You all have been doing this because you say, I won't leave a man if he cheats on me. Edward Bailey says it's the path that makes a man, not the money and resources he builds and gets. I agree. It's the path and what type of man you ultimately become. Hold on a sec, y'all. I have to unhook from this truck. Give me just a minute. Okay, I'm back. It's even gotten to the point where some of you will even pay to have a man on your by your side. There's a lot of women out here being sugar mamas because they want to have a man come hook or crook. And that means even if she got to pay for it. The desperation out here is astounding. So you got a lot. You what this has done. This environment has bred a lot of entitled brothers as far as cheating, as far as not feeling like they have to provide for you. As a matter of fact, some of them will tell you you need to provide and pay for them. And some of you are actually doing it. And I know this happens behind closed doors. I know it does. The desperation and you not knowing what you are worth. You not feeling as if you have a right to something better. And you do. Ladies, you all have the right to say no and walk away. Dump him. You're not going to teach him a lesson. No, you're not going to teach the man a lesson. That's the other thing. When you dump the man, that is the lesson. And when you dump him, don't look back. That is the biggest mistake I see a lot of women making. Dumping the guy thinking that she's teaching him a lesson, that you're punishing him some kind of way. You're not teaching him a lesson. He knows you're coming back. He knows you're desperate. Dump him and don't look back. That is the most important lesson that you can teach a man. When you are the one that got away, they will never forget that. And you know how I know I'm telling the truth? Just check some of these guys out here and check how they talk about the one that got away. The one that got away is the one that taught them the biggest and greatest lesson of loss. Loss. And makes these men better for the next woman. And see, that is what you all are afraid of. You don't want to make these guys better for the next woman. You guys hate the next woman. But if all of you are doing this in mass and on code, you will be the next woman. And see, this is what a lot of you don't see. Hold on a second, y'all. I'm getting ready to peel on out of here. I'm at the end of my day, so I cannot wait to punch out. Let's see what you guys are talking about down here. What's up, Edward Bailey? I see you up here. Taylor Scott says some women are so desperate to have a man, they can't just be by themselves. Exactly. And see, that is another thing, too. Some of you all in your scramble to have a man, and this is something that Rude says often. Rude always says, and I agree with him. I'm going to quote Rude throughout this video because there's some things that he says that I don't agree with. But when he says something that I do agree with, is I'm going to go ahead and highlight it. But Rude always states that a lot of times we as women, we will scramble and get a man just so we can floss on other women. Like, nana, nana, new, I got a man. And he's absolutely right. Sometimes we are not even in love with these men that we're with. We just want to floss and say we got somebody. We want to look good in some pictures on Facebook. And that little trashy piece of crap that you call a man ain't shit. And everybody knows it. Want to know why? Because your man is in my inbox. Because your man is known throughout the neighborhood as the neighborhood hoe. Yeah, men can be hoes too. Your man out here making you look bad, boo boo. But you holding on to that piece of shit of a man. You willing to fight the next woman over him, damn near kill the next woman. You're gonna cut off relationships with everybody in your family over that piece of shit man. And trust and believe he ain't doing nothing but the bare minimum for you at that. That's the other thing that I want to talk about. Y'all fighting over these men that ain't doing nothing but the bare minimum for you while you giving him everything. Make that make sense? Some of you women are over here bending over backwards for these ain't shit ass men, treating them like kings. You even put him before your children, and he is not even giving you the bare minimum of what he should be giving you. Taylor Scott says, but unfortunately, there's a lot of raggedy individuals that don't know how to be faithful. Oh, she's talking to DOD, and that's true. Edward Bailey says there are some women that are so thirsty for authentic masculinity that they are willing to give up expensive jewelry, clothes, cars for it. Yes, yes. The desperation out here is through the roof. And a lot of these women are paying for it. Even if they don't have a lot of money, they will let these men drive their cars. They will let these men live in their homes rent free, long as they got a 9-inch penis and they look good in some pictures on Facebook. Yeah, we giving it up for the cheap just to say we got a man. And when he cheats on us, they'll have us on video on World Star fighting in the streets with the other women that he's cheating with, making a spectacle and a fool of ourselves. So when I hear men say compete, this is what I see. This is what this is the first thing that comes in my mind when they're talking about compete. They want you to be in the streets fighting over them. No, I haven't heard of that, Taylor Scott. Love after lockup. You know what? I think I did hear somebody talk about it. About is that about the women that are dating the men that are in prison? I haven't looked at it, but I had said that I would try to check that out. But these guys will have you looking a damn fool, all in the name of love or fake love. They give you the illusion of love, but love does not hurt. Okay? Love does not have you out in the middle of the street arguing with other women and fighting. Love doesn't have you crying in your bed in the middle of the night because he's not there with you and you know that he's with somebody else. That's not love. That's abuse. That's mental and emotional abuse. And why would you put up with that? Why would you subject yourself to that? Then you guys sit up here and you know the man ain't shit. You know that he's out here, he's got this one, and that one. A lot of times you all will get pregnant by these guys thinking that a pregnancy and you bringing his child into the world is going to make him a changed man. But unbeknownst to you, he's got you pregnant and he's gotten somebody else pregnant around the same time. He's got other children by other women that he's cheated on as well. But it never ever dawns on you that that shit just don't work. When the simple solution, when you're around a guy that thinks it's okay to play with you and take your love for granted, the simple solution is to dump him. And don't look back, don't take him back, don't even think about taking him back. You're not punishing him for a little while and then you're going to go back and see if he's learned his lesson. No, when you dump him, you're dumping him for a reason. And when you dump him, you learn from your lesson. You look at what you chose, you look at the traits that he had, and you make sure that you don't choose the same traits in the next man. And don't be afraid to move on. There's always going to be somebody else. Don't let these Negroes sit up here and try to scare you into thinking that they're the best thing since sliced bread and the only thing that you're going to get, because that's a lie. They tell you this so that you can lower your standards and accept the bad treatment. And see, I'm getting real tired of sisters just laying down and accepting bad treatment. You certainly do not deserve it. You deserve a man that's going to be faithful. You deserve a man that is going to protect you. You deserve a man that is going to provide for you and love you the way a man should love a woman. That's what you deserve. You do not deserve to be cheated on, lied to, and mistreated in any kind of way, financially, physically, emotionally. You don't deserve poor treatment, and you don't have to put up with poor treatment. Because the minute you try to do the same thing to them, they're not going to do what you do. They're not going to try to punish you by breaking up with you and then taking you back. Most of the time, if you do what they do, they can't take it. And they're not going to forgive you as easily as you forgive them. You will forever be a hoe and a slut and that crazy bitch. They're going to slander your name to anybody that will listen. That's what's going to happen if you try to do what they do. So you're not really getting back at nobody when you try to go tit for tat either. The best solution, ladies, is dump him. He lays a hand on you, dump him. He cheating on you, dump him. That is the answer. That is the go-to. There is no um trying to fix him. No, you cannot control another human being. And that is one thing that you all have to really get through your head. You're never going to be able to control somebody else. So all this, I'm going to punish him and I'm going to withhold sex and all this little silly stuff that you think of to punish somebody because you want to get them to do what you want them to do. You will never, ever, ever be able to control another human being. That person has to come to you already with their mind made up that they want to be a good man to you. If they have not come to you like this already and they came to you a piece of shit and trash, then you throw them where they need to be thrown, and that is out the door. Trash does not belong in your bed or in anywhere in your household, especially not around your children. Get that pile of shit away from you. That is the best decision you can make as a woman. And I'm not saying that leveling up or getting the bag is a bad thing, but all money is not good money. And the first person that you should be looking to level up is yourself so that you don't have to put up with the nonsense. But sure, I'm not saying, don't look at what a guy has to offer you financially. Of course, as a woman, you want to be hypergamous, but hypergamy should not come at the cost of your integrity. Character first. Character over money. Money does not buy happiness. And furthermore, if he is a man of good character, most of the time they are going to have the ability to take care of their family or their woman. Because most men of good character, well, they are out here producing. Being a producer is also part of having good character. There are some non producing men who come off as being nice, but it's not so nice when you cannot take your woman out on a decent date or provide for her. That is a chink in your character. So I'm not at all saying that you got to go for a nice bum because I more than anybody knows that sometimes being good just isn't good enough. There are a lot of other things that got to happen, but you definitely do not have to settle. Ladies, you don't have to settle. Don't let these guys roll up in here and tell you that they're a hot commodity. There's a shortage and you ought to take what you can get. There's a shortage of black men for black women. But there isn't a shortage of men in general. And so when you approach life with this mindset, the world and the dating pool becomes so much bigger. Exactly. What's up, Blue Devil? Taylor Scott says that that is a harsh reality that I had to learn to accept. You can be a nice woman all you want, but it truly isn't enough. Exactly. Sometimes being good just isn't good enough. There's got to be more to you just being good. Because see, you could be a good woman, but you 300 pounds. Okay? There's a lot of people that's not going to be able to overlook that 300 pounds no matter how good you are. So yes, it is a harsh reality. Sometimes being good just isn't good enough. You could be a good guy, but you don't have a pot to piss in nor a window to throw it out of. There's a lot of women that can't overlook that, no matter how good you are. Okay, Edward, I see you down here. He says the 9 attributes of a good black man. Number one, wisdom. Number two, self control. Number three, justice. Number four, kindness. Number five, courage. Six, politeness. Seven, honor. Eight, loyalty. Nine, truth. I like that. That's a really good list. So at the end of the day, to my ladies, I don't want any of you to become discouraged when you listen to these guys on here and they're calling you bitches. Number one, that's a red flag right here. A guy that cannot refer to women as women, all women are bitches in his vocabulary, that is not a man that you want to be bothered with in the first place because that's disrespectful out the gate. And there's no way no women should be fighting over a man like this. I don't care how big his penis is. And that's number two. You all sitting up here being dickmatized. He got a 9-inch penis. And ooh, Lord, that's the last 9-inch penis you ever gonna have in life. What's up, D Darrell? D Darrell said number 10, lay it down good. That's right. Facts. Facts, D Darrell. A good man lays it down. But that can't be the only thing that he has to offer. Now, in that list that brother Edward Bailey put out, I'm going to leave it up there. The 9 attributes of a good black man. There's a lot of things that got to happen, a lot of characteristics that got to come together before you can say that this is a good black man. Any of those by themselves is not going to be enough. You're wise, but you a cheater. That's not enough. You got self-control, but at the same time, you sitting around here lying, and cheating and carrying on. That's not enough. Justice and kindness. Okay, you're a kind person, but you're a gambler. It's not going to be enough. So there are a lot of characteristics that has to come together in order for you to be considered a good man. The same way that there's a lot of characteristics that got to come together in order for you to be considered a good woman. Yeah, you can cook, but you kind of loose in the booty. You running around here, your community vagina. Your man can't leave you with nobody for more than 10 seconds. You ready to bust down. Okay, all that good cooking go out the window after that. There's a lot of things that got to come together in order for you to be considered a good partner. Some of you swearing up and down you're good partners and you trash. Let's just be honest, you are trash. You sit up here and lie. You pit women against one another. You pit men against one another. You're messy. You not only are you a whoremonger, but you're a gossip monger too. Busybody. You got feminine ways. You like to argue and fight all the time. You're embarrassing to take out in public. Who wants to be bothered with that? I know I don't. Nobody wants to be bothered with that nonsense. So some of you got a lot of stuff to work on before you can step into the shoes of calling yourself high quality. It's not even just about high value, it's about being high quality. Some of you ain't got no class. Blue Devil, I'm not mad. I'm just telling the truth. Telling the truth does not mean that a person is angry. I'm in a good mood this morning. I got good sleep last night. But no, I'm not angry at all. Just spitting some facts as I know it, some truth as I know it. My opinion. But no, Blue Devil G, I'm cool. So getting back to what this entire stream is about, you got to know when to hold them and you got to know when to fold them, know when to walk away. I think that the option of dumping somebody is the best option that you get. That's the best option. Because you can sit up here and you can try to strategize on how you're going to keep him and how you're going to teach him a lesson. You can sit up here and strategize until the cows come home. And you're going to continue to find yourself in these circular situations. Now, sure, there's always counseling. And I would say not for unmarried people. Now, if you're not married and the person is exhibiting the behavior that I'm describing here in this video, where they're cheating, they're lying, they're being disrespectful, and you have not walked down the aisle yet, you have been blessed to find out who this person is before you marry them, There's not enough counseling in this world that's going to fix that. If you can dodge the bullet prior to getting any children with this person and getting married and entangled with them, count yourself lucky. It's a blessing. Get down on your knees, thank the Lord, and run, run, run. There are plenty of other men out here that will come to you ready to be in a committed relationship. Don't let these guys lie to you and make it seem like they the last thing. This your last chance to get any man, and all men gonna cheat. Don't let them lie to you. All men don't cheat. Don't let them lie to you and tell you that they entitled to do some stuff like that. If you're single and you can dodge the bullet, please do so. Dump him. Dump, 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 especially if you are single. Now, if you married, that's a little bit different. Now, for me personally, and I don't tell married people how to run their marriage, because once you get married, to me, marriage is sacred. Even though you might be with an asshole that don't think is as sacred as you think is sacred. But for me, I think marriage is sacred. So I will give you one time to mess up as far as cheating is concerned if we're married. One time. But if it becomes a second time, then to me that's habitual. And you don't have no respect for me. And so then I don't feel bad about divorcing you. It's not just a dump, it's a divorce at that point and at that juncture. And can't no marriage counselor fix it. I don't care. That's just me. And I go into a marriage with that mindset that cheating, that right there is it for me. I'm not going to take cheating, you putting your hands on me. Those are the two things. If you get to doing stuff like that, I'm out. Ain't got time. Not going to try to teach you no lessons. I'm just gone. Whatever lesson you learned from me leaving, I won't even know about it because I won't be there. That's how cold I am with mine. I'm not going to stick around for your speeches. I'm not going to stick around for no tantrums. Just gone. And if I see you 2 or 3 years later, I'm not sticking around to hear nothing of what you got to say, even then. That's just how cold I am with it. Right now, I got exes that still call my phone. They're blocked. You will never, ever, ever get a chance to say anything else to me or be in my presence once I dump you. That shit is so dead. And that is the attitude that we as black women, as a group, collectively, we need to start adopting that type of attitude. When you're done, you're done. See, the same way that you want a man to be a man of his word, you need to be a woman of your word. When you are done, be done and stand on that shit. No amount of begging, pleading, none of that should be able to get penetrate you. As a matter of fact, when you're done, hell, he shouldn't even have access to you to even do a begging and pleading act. And if he shows up at your house unannounced, call the dogs on him. Yeah, Blue Devil, I got it like that because I'm the one that's in control of it. Yeah, I got it like that. Hmm. Because the same way he came into my life, somebody else will come into my life. I've never had a scarcity mindset when it comes to dating. Never. I've never been quote unquote alone. There's always been men in my life, whether they're men that I'm just dating or men that I'm in relationships with. I've never been quote unquote just alone and miserable. There's always been somebody that happens alone. And if that person don't work out, bye, later, holla. Yeah, I got it like that because I am the one that decides who I allow in my inner circle. Edward Bailey says Shahrazad Ali. Oh goodness, Shahrazad Ali. Whew. Yeah, let's see what you got, Edward. 9 attributes of a good black woman. Self-discipline. Okay, I like that one. Courteousness, cheerfulness, self-respect. I like that. Intelligence, cleanliness. Definitely that. Love, balance. I agree with that. And harmony. Okay, that's a good list. That's a very good list. Edward Bailey also says, I was asked several years ago by several black women what it takes for them to have a good black man. My answer, they would have to be a good black woman. Good answer. Good answer. In order for you to want something good, you have to be good yourself. And not only that, but you have to also be able to recognize the good in others. A lot of you are running around here and you're not good people. Okay. That is the reason why you have never met anybody good because you are not even able to recognize the good in others. The only thing that you recognize is he got some money and a 9-inch penis, and that's it. So when his representative shows up the first few times, and the representatives are always nice and polite and respectful, and then over time, after he done been putting it down on you with that 9-inch penis and spending the money on you and looking so good and throwing around all that swag, that's what you're blinded by. You have not actually looked at his character. Everything that you looked at was superficial and it looked good on paper, but in practice, you're sitting up here wondering what happened. A good person has the ability and the wisdom to identify other good people. And those are the people that end up in long term relationships that last. That is the secret sauce. That is the secret sauce. And a lot of times, I'm going to tell you, you can get with a person that treats you so good that a lot of the stuff that you thought was attractive, you'll start finding yourself becoming attractive to something totally different because this person is treating you so good and with the respect
that you so much deserve. So if he got a little pot belly, but this man treats you with the utmost respect everywhere you go, and he takes so much love and care and different things that he does for you, that you're willing to overlook a lot of things, even if he don't have a 9-inch penis. The sex becomes fulfilling because of the love that you have built up on the inside for that man. That is the secret sauce. And see, a lot of you that are not good people to begin with, you have not you have not unlocked the ability that is within you to recognize these things in other people, because you're superficial and you're blinded by idolatry. You're blinded by idealism, that you cannot see what is real. And that is the reason why a lot of you are single. And that is the reason why a lot of you are unhappy and can't seem to find happiness in your relationships. There's a spiritual blinder on you right now that only you can remove. But at any rate, I've been going at this for about an hour and 17 minutes. For those of you that have been in here listening, please smash that like button because it does keep me on top. But let me go ahead and pay my appreciation and respect to everyone that came in here today and communed with me. I appreciate you all. So I want to say thank you so much to Make It Happen, Manny, DOD, Chaz B98, Taylor Scott, Edward Bailey, Blue Devil G, D Darrell, Life Solutions, everybody that came in, Muslim, and shout out to Doug with the $5 super chat. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. All of you that come in here, you are the ones that give me the inspiration to come back and do this with, each day, or anytime that I do decide to do this. I think about you guys, and I always decide to myself, hey, you know what, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep banging out this knowledge and putting it out there because I know this is what the people need to hear. So I do appreciate and I thank you all for kicking it with me. You guys are the real MVPs. But at any rate, I'm going to get off of here because I am off work, guys, okay? And it's time for me to enjoy my weekend. So I'm going to get my weekend started. But at any rate, just think about some of the things that I stated, guys. Ladies, you do not have to settle for any type of treatment. You are a prize too. You are a prize too. Both of you have something to offer to each other. You're both a prize. But don't let anybody come in telling you that they have a right to disrespect you and you're supposed to just lay down and take it. You don't have to. Dump him. Dump him and don't look back. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I got for the day. Peace.